An Apes Review by Jarrad. 8 weeks have passed since this cast was put to the creative task of fueling a talent-powered time machine to save the apes from the past. Run by game show host who's the first to boast that his brain is now toast, a globular pile of goo. His non sequitur ramblings from his mouth spew of sombreros, the ape's power, and today's show host Matt Lauer. Scoresboard's wife is dead then alive, reanimated by science in order to die, again and again for the ape's pleasure, forcing Scoresboard into a desperate measure. But he lives in a well alone in the dark, and hasn't the help to save his wife's heart. Surely we know that Barry is fun. He loves confetti and silk and men who are hung. Everything gives Barry surely a tickle, especially when he plays Find the Pickle. Ahab, the scourge of the 7 trees, he's more at home in the sea breeze. As a killer of beasts, he loves the gory scenes. Tits, dicks, anal, and assholes. Covered that. These are the things that Hollywood knows. Some might say that this is a wretched life, but when this competition is over, he'll use them to make Jenny Staten his wife. I guess what I'm really trying to say is that summer changed me. It was the last night of Impress These Apes at the Little I.O. stage. Somehow though things were different. Our past was here, but our future was somewhere else. And we all knew sooner or later we had to go. It was the last summer I ever spent impressing those apes. The next year after closing the show, I was on my way. As for Brady, well, we patched things up. I mean, hey, we're family. For better or worse, one for all and all for one. Kristen's son was born that September. I have to say, I think he looks like me. Poor kid. Aaron Powelson, he did well. Businessman, grandfather, cooker of mashed potatoes. Fuzzy stayed on in furniture. Wood seemed to suit him just fine. In fact, he took over the factory 2 years later, when Brady passed away. As for Ginny, she left the next summer to study art history in Paris. Still, we never forgot our promise. We wrote to each other once a week for the next 8 years. I was there to meet her when she came home, with my wife Amanda, and my son, 8 months old, named Margaret Hicks. Like I said, things never turn out the way you plan it. Growing up happens in a heartbeat. One day you're in diapers, and the next day you're gone. But the memories of Impress These Apes stay with you for the long haul. I remember a place, a show, the house, a stage, like a lot of stages, on a street, like a lot of different streets. And the thing is, after all these weeks, I still look back with wonder.